Good morning, beautiful. I hope that this finds you well rested, ready to begin your day. This is your daily tarot oracle, your daily insight on life and love for March 22nd, 2022, also being timeless. So wherever you're catching in time, this might be relevant, horribly irrelevant, not quite sure, but let's see what's up. All right, this is general collective. Don't force this to fit your life. If it does make sense, well, it looks like it's going to be a challenge, so we're going to get the why behind it when you have to look forward to. But hopefully it's a good message for you. And if you have questions about booking a session, go ahead and find my email address in the description. Send me an email. You can send me a DM on any social platform. And again, my original Instagram got hacked, so I have a backup one. And that is at Raising Savak. So go ahead and find it. It's one word, Raising Savak. Let's kick this off. Look at what we're looking at right here. All right. It looks like it is a test. It is a test of sorts right now. What I'm seeing here is it's important that you maintain a sense of firmness, a sense of control. Self-control is going to be a major thing right now. I see all the stressors that are going off around you, and it does feel like it is projected onto other people. You are dealing with shadow work. I hate it. I know that you have to hate it because it feels very real, and it is. Something about this situation has triggered this shadow work for you. So it feels like some people in your life or a particular person might actually be doing you wrong. And this, before you react, I want you to separate yourself, either physically or mentally, for a moment and go check yourself out. Like, go and do the internal checklist for you. What I'm seeing is something hasn't grown as much as you think that it has. And I think that it's time to actually address what this is, because it looks like there is an overcompensation and overcovering with here. And that's not going to benefit you or whoever this is involving. I don't see you guys running away. I see this actually making you guys stronger. And it feels like a very grounded new beginning for you. It feels like there's a lot more you can do with this. So let's see. Where is this shadow work coming from? I'm realizing more and more, I haven't been drinking coffee. I love coffee. I've been drinking hot coffee, but I haven't been liking my own recently. What the heck's going on? All right. So what's going on? Okay, not with my coffee, with you and your situation. A change in the wind, higher power, and we have flexible. Things have been changing rapidly, I suppose. Sorry, I'm so yawny right now. I slept after a very, very long drive. What I'm seeing here is you're not in safe territory. Whoever this is involving has pushed you way out of your comfort zone. You guys have gone through some sort of elevation in progress in whatever your connection is, if it's professional or personal. This amount of change, it's making, well, it's putting you in, it's taking you out of, I'm having a hard time with words. It's taking you out of that sense of safety. It's making you feel like you are somehow exposed and like you have to look for whatever the attack is. So in those moments, what we tend to do is amplify everything that we are seeing and backing up with our own reasoning. So you, my dear, as much as you want to move forward with this, part of you is greatly resisting it. And I think that you're trying to validate your insecurities with this. So everything is going to prove you right. And also, it is a matter of proving something wrong, something not being for you, and that couldn't be further from the truth. You have to learn to be a little bit more fluid with this. This is divine timing. This, what you're experiencing, is a form of a test. So where do we want to go with this? No, I still want the right away. No. Actually, apparently, I want messages from your angels. So let's see what is up. Now is the time to learn, study, and gather information. Enjoy being a student, because in the future you will synthesize your knowledge into action. Victory, your desire, is coming to fruition. Keep up the good work. Whoever this is involving, they are teaching you some very powerful lessons right now. You need to learn this, and you need to learn this from this particular person in order to move forward. They are making you acknowledge a few things about yourself that I think that you would have missed. It's a humbling time, because as amazing as you are, I think that there was an overshot of how complete you were with the work done. So then we have celebration. There's, what's a healing? Okay. This person is going to bring you out of yourself. I do feel like you will be able to play and be kind of kid-like with them. Part of what happens when we do healing work is we sometimes think that the adult version of ourselves, or the elevated version of ourselves, has to be so stoic and serious and either PC or just somehow this form of perfection. You're a big kid. You really are. You're this big, goofy, adorable personality. And that is actually a winning point for you. When you allow that playful side to shine through, you get a lot more done, but I don't think that you realize that until recently. You know what your power is, you know what your control is. I actually really appreciate this person for taking you out of your own head. It sucks that this has to be a trigger point for you, but this person, it's not like they are purposefully trying to hurt you in any way, shape, or form. I actually don't even think that they are trying to hurt you. They are bringing up familiar feelings from the past, which is opening an old door with you. So I see them kind of rolling with it. I see that they see you and what you are going through, and how this could be necessary, but also how they're not backing down in this. So trigger happy or not, there has to be an end result in this. And this is where the playfulness comes out. This is somebody that you can trust. Now, again, with every connection reading, if it's abusive, toxic, illegal, get the heck away from it. I don't care what the cards say. This might be somebody who's playing on your heartstrings. Believe it or not, this might be the answer to your prayers. And we have new beginning. Actually, I really enjoy this for you. It's very protected. It's protected by Archangel Michael. So I gotta ask, are you afraid of this person seeing anything less than perfect? Afraid that it's going to somehow taint your reputation? That's very unlikely. I see that this person is beyond patient. But can we also clear up the idea that just because you're getting triggered and forced to grow right now doesn't mean that this isn't going to happen further down the road? This just happens to be about you. Some point down the road, it'll be their turn, and you're going to have to be patient with them. This is a connection where you guys are each other's greatest teachers thus far. And then we have this. So it is a worthiness wound and a divine nurture wound, and it is bringing about tower moments. Something about this person has shocked you to show you how you're holding yourself back And now, where is this taking you? Feelings of remorse, grieving, abandonment, struggle. That's where it's taking you to. Are you reliving those? And are you going back to those places where you had neglect, lack, abuse? It's somehow leading to the 9 of Cups. Because we have, I guess, the Queen of Cups following suit. You tend to spread yourself so thin, don't you? As I'm talking to you, I get notifications and I can't help but read them. So what I see is, this is what you want. The recovery of this is going to suck, because you are going to have to be on guard and watch yourself, not contain and control yourself in the manner of which we were talking about in the first part of this. That'll just lead to more pain for you. The reason why this, after the struggle, the pain, the feelings of neglect and grieving, the reason why it goes towards the Cups is because there's a new emotional intensity and understanding. But then we have some more challenges that are going to be along with that, which we are apparently getting from here. All right, so what follows suit? You are going to find out where you do not belong, and this might involve you having to change circles that you hang out in, or the way that you relate to people in general. You are going through a regeneration. It is time for you to rewrite this script, but also this is going to bring about some new connections. Also, some people from your past that you are not ready to hear from might be popping up, either physically or mentally. You might be put into very familiar scenarios with that. It's coming in for closure right now. You are tying loose ends with people who you in no way could be ready for if it was just completely plopped in front of you. I'm glad that you're getting the closure, because I don't think that you ever would have been ready left to your own devices. These things don't happen in your ideal timing. This just happens in divine timing. You know, there's no accidents or anything like that. So it's going to push you. It is going to push you, and it's not even going to care that it's pushing you. So, great. Almighty pusher. What about it? You're going to talk about the rejection, huh? I think you're giving it back to them. Whoever has rejected you, you're giving it back. That is a major lesson. I've been thinking of that Johnny Cash song a lot recently. And it's what's done in the dark will be brought to light. So, yes, God's going to knock you down. But also, it's just, you get what you give. And here, it doesn't matter if they are going to be receiving of whatever it is that you have to give back to them. It might fall on deaf ears. They might not take you seriously. They may not be held accountable in their own mind's eye. That is completely irrelevant. The point is for you to say what you need to say and to take the correct actions moving forward so that you don't carry this burden. I don't see you carrying this burden. And just because you don't carry it doesn't mean that they aren't going to carry it. Or, wait, how did I mean to say that? Just because you aren't carrying it doesn't mean that they are going to carry it. They might not take ownership for it. So what does this mean for you? Well, first off, it's a very big thing of don't pick it back up. Let it, drop it. You have so much bigger fish to fry. You are finally free from whatever it was that this has held on to you, that was, again, triggered by somebody in your life. There's a new element of self-understanding that is going to allow for you to be in control. Whatever you were holding on to, I do feel like it was under your skin that when provoked, you would lash out in a very underhanded way that may have been beyond the years of which you are right now. So I'm going with a highly immature feeling going along with whatever this outburst was. And I see that this is like being realized now. And it's leading to the Ten of Cups energy. So you and being your own boss and being your boss self in this and not taking and picking up all of this crap from them again, it's leading you to a relentlessly fulfilling life where there is a sense of wholeness, unity, healing, openness. There's a sense of the needs being met. There is also the ability for the old pains to be washed away with the current, and also a sturdy ground from which you can actually just lose yourself, and it feels beautifully healing. All right, you. So let's see what the higher self of this person wants to tell you, the trigger happy trigger. You probably feel very tired around them. There's a lot of things that brought this together, and this, you being unable to let this go, it was preventing, I guess, the next step from coming in. And you need to think about the big picture. So this person, maybe in a very subconscious way, saw how you're hanging on to whatever that pain was, and seeing where things are supposed to be going, or where they want things to go, where you are going, it shook you free of it. And I don't think that you realize, because you're so close to the epicenter, too emotionally involved, to see things straight. So this person may feel like they're coming out of complete left field. Sorry, my dear, this is fate. But also, they're not going to let you give in to any excuses as to why you can't move forward. They're not going to let you believe that this isn't something that is, well, they're not going to let you believe that this is something that's going to ruin yourself. So, okay, what's this? And you cannot keep deflecting. I think that there's a lot of truth that's coming out that I don't think that you were even looking at. So what does this look like from them? What is this truth? You've been getting a lot of synchronicities in your sleep. Okay. Divine guidance. It was keeping you from connecting to people. So what I'm seeing in this is, even in talking to clients and groups that I'm part of, the dreams have been pretty intense as far as symbolizing housings and cars and roads that we are on. And depending on the condition of all of those situations, it is an outlet of, what this person is triggering inside of you. For instance, you might be seeing a very sound structured house. Somebody is strengthening you. Where are you in that house? What kind of a car are you driving this? What is the condition of all of that? This is where you've been, and this is who you are, and this is where you are going with that. The divine guidance that is coming through, that is ignited by this person, is opening you up to deeper levels of understanding and intimacy. So we're going to get some final cards from messages or angel therapy. Messages from your angels. You're protected from all types of harm. The worst is behind you. I ask you to relax and feel safe. New psychic and spiritual experiences are changing the way you view the world and yourself. Allow your spiritual gifts to open through study, prayers, and meditation. And then we have, I'm the angel of marriage, and I'm assisting you right now. Final cards are going to be, yoga and exercise are essential to your well-being, peace of mind and spirit, and growth right now. And then we have this one. I'm bringing you a message from your deceased loved one. I'm happy, at peace. I love you very much. Please don't worry about me. So there was a lot of guides that were bringing the situation together. It wasn't just about you. They also knew their part in this. What you are standing on is a newfound commitment and understanding that this person is not only igniting in you, but also in themselves. And the beginning parts of this is recognizing why you held on to things the way that you did. It was so that you wouldn't hurt. But Spirit is saying that you are nonsensical with that one. You've already been through the worst. You don't have to keep living there to prove that you can survive it. You know that you can survive it. Now it's time to let it go so that you can enjoy some new experiences that are very loving, savory even for you. There's a huge commitment coming into play, and I do see a psychic connection with it. This is going to be healing together, and everybody on the other side is completely cheering this on. This is incredibly beautiful. But it's also the daily and timeless message for March 22nd, 2022. Also timeless. If you do have questions about booking a session, again, go ahead, find the email address or find me on the social platforms. My new IG is at Raising Savak. So find that. Don't go to the other one. It's been hacked. Forget it. Okay. Yeah. Until next time, stay safe, have fun, and know that you are greatly loved and appreciated. Bye for now. Oh, you're finally getting the recognition you deserve. I see a lot of seeds being planted, a lot of growth happening for you, what seems to be after an extreme amount of hardship in your life. So this, I feel like you're starting to get your groove, your spark back. See that you're not really looking for a new start in any sort of relationship right now. I don't even see you playing out any sort of old relationships. I want to take relationships off the table. I want to take major decisions off the table. I feel like whatever you are embracing is part of a creative endeavor that you've already started, and it's starting to grow. So I don't see you moving away from it. I don't see you being at odds. I don't see you taking on a lot of different projects right now. It's really a time for you to relax. I do think that is a highly sensitive time for you where you've been overburdened, overstimulated, and now it's time for you to start nothing. Start right where you are. Stay put. Learn how to be consistent there. There's always this feeling of having to move on, and this couldn't be further from it. Now it's time for you to choose to learn to stand still. I'm not telling you to be in an abusive situation or relationship. Those are not included in this. This is more like immersing yourself in the work at hand and staying put while you're healing. It looks like it's healing by staying put. So what is, all right, this is something that is very intimate towards you. Okay, there's a lot of trauma that is coming up around this one, but I see that it's less of you and trying to distract yourself and more like really just sitting there and picking yourself apart in the best way. Sorry, then we have this. What is the lesson that you've been avoiding? Oh, God, I'm sorry. How to be alone. How to be comfortable with your own energy. So it looks like there's been a lot of circumstances that have been putting you at a point of forced independence. And it does feel rather lonely. It feels like a real lowly time, but it's healing. So how is this happening? Yeah, there's options out there, but you're not taking any step towards them right now because it's something that's freaking you out. You want to work on yourself before you let anyone in. You're just simply not ready. So I see you staying away from everything and working on what brings you back to life before you can put this towards anyone else. So congrats to you. You're learning to let go and to heal from the pain. Well, looks like we're not at a stalemate. We are ready to move on. Let me turn the light. There we go. Ready to move on, not really learning the same lessons. There's nothing more that can be gained from this situation. So it looks like there's been some sort of walking backwards, walking out of this situation, walking away from it. I see that there's a sense of grieving for you. I think that this has been a postponed grieving. I think that whatever is coming to a close in your life, it's like it took you a while to get over. And I think that some part of it, it damaged how you talk and express what you are going through in this. I feel like this is something that couldn't have been done in whatever the connection is. So what do we have here? What is this leap? You know what you want. And it wasn't this, now was it? Completely unstable, emotionally battering, hyper, overly sensitive. Now there's sensitive and then there's overly sensitive. Being sensitive is not a curse. In fact, it's pretty much a superpower. It's deliberate sensitivity. Somebody who knows and understands what you mean and what you need in this, and completely flipping it on its head. That's ridiculous. And then we have almost Stockholm Syndrome going on by this. Again, not a doctor, can't diagnose anything, not doing that here. Take that lightheartedly with the Stockholm Syndrome bit. It's like you being made to be completely mentally dependent on this person, and this finally being realized for what it is. This is going to change super fast. You better believe that this has been completely unfulfilling and one-sided. You were incredibly strong this entire time, but now it's time for you to work on something else, and it's not going to be the tyrant that you're walking away from. It feels just done. Like, you know what? You've broken enough of me, so I'm numb enough to walk away from you, just enough so that I can walk away and finally get some healing in and learn how to feel again. That's what I'm seeing with you. It's repair time for you. And you know, it's going to get better. You're going to realize that you are not the horrendous person that you were made to believe that you are. You feel pretty guilty, feel pretty bad, but that was a lot of manipulation and gaslighting towards you, now, wasn't it? And let's see, you're not going to hold yourself back. This is an end. It's an end to a story. It is not going to be a life sentence. These theme of cards are rather interesting. Look what I'm looking at right here. All right, so what I'm getting out of this is a screeching halt. It is a screeching halt. It's not going to work. Somebody was completely avoiding working on the situation and or themselves. Lots of empty promises about stuff that was never going to work out. I think it was more about the work that you could do in this than anything else. And let's see, a change in your belief in this, because I think that for a while, whatever they were trying to pull off with you was really working. Now, this can be somebody who's laying in, blaming everyone around them, but also being a perpetual victim without working on themselves. Being a victim is one thing, but forcing yourself to stay in victimhood or living there, that's another. And especially if you're doing it with the intention of eliciting pity from everybody. I feel like this is something that you recognized in a particular person who probably kept you on a very short leash, and now it's a huge realization coming in from you. So a change in the commitment, a change in the way that you believe this person. I think it's a whole dime flip. I see you getting ready to jump away from whatever this mess was, but also I'm seeing right here that there's about to be some sort of a reveal in whatever the space is that you leave. So you'll be glad that you stepped away from whatever this abusive energy is, but also it's going to show you how much you've grown, how competent you are, and how this energy from this person was really bringing you down. All right. Yeah. There's going to be some sort of info about this person that's going to make this all so much easier on you. Yeah. Look at this. This is somebody who's held back and who actually is part of the fence rather than being held back by any part of this fence. And any excuse that they were fed to was based off of any sort of shallow roots. There's no depth to it. And I do feel like this is somebody who is very close. I do feel like this is a deep soul contract that has been fulfilled. And sometimes our teachers can be the toughest lessons. So that's what I feel like this is. So you're going to get your clarity and your relief. Well, time is running up and you still don't feel like you're ready. It's time. Time for what? Time for you to move on. Where are you moving on to? Just because you fit in, just because you can play a character doesn't mean that you belong. And Spirit keeps showing this to you through the very person and situations that keep hurting you. And this is you not taking that sign, you trying to take control over until, sorry, I got a notification as I'm doing this. They're going to keep hurting you, and Spirit is trying to give you that sign, but you're trying to take control over the situation. We have by the book in the upright position. So many laws of the universe. I got totally flustered with that notification. It wasn't even a bad one either. All right. You have this ideal of happy, and you're trying to have this fulfilled with whatever this person is. You're doing your part, but you're also taking on their part in this too. That is completely overwhelming. It's made what is supposed to be a peaceful connection in your life utter chaos, and it's like trying to throw your body over something that has just been detonated in your world, and you can't sacrifice yourself in that way. So where is your responsibility in all this, and what responsibility have you taken on? And it is in regard to this person. I think that you're not fully aware of how encasing you are in this entire thing. Like, you're doing your part, you're doing everyone else's part, and you don't even realize how much into that you are. There's nothing more that you can do. There's no more actions that you can take. Spirit is warning you of this. You are going to be getting help from somebody on the outside who's going to help you see this. If it's not this reading, it's about to be somebody else who's screaming this in your face. This isn't about the perpetrator. It's about the person who's going to be helping you see this for what it is. They really are not trying to hurt you. They're not trying to punish you. They want you to see what's going on so that you are fully aware of what you are doing and how this can affect you in the situation. You are going through a rebirth, and right now you're being pushed downstream. You need help with this because being so close to that person, you are not seeing that person who's taking advantage of this clearly at all. And the person who's coming in, they see the feared movements that you're doing. You're way too far in the past, and you are stuck with where everything is going in the future. It's keeping you stuck. So something has to come apart, and you have to see where disloyalty has been kept in here. You're trying to control this, but you have to recognize that your people are not going to hurt you, and that you don't always have to prove yourself to them. There's a major responsibility that you have taken on with people who really just don't deserve it and who are taking advantage of the situation with you. Spirit is screaming this in your face. It can't get any louder. I feel like you're looking for a sign when the signs are all present and in front of you. You're at the decision time, and Spirit is saying there's no more time to be had. Time to go is in reverse. Whatever you do not face right now is going to come back up further down the road, but the time to act is now. How are you going to handle this? Let's see. Regeneration, that's not really helpful. How are you going to handle this? I know it's a rebirth. I know that everything has to go up in flames before it comes down, and you're the phoenix coming from the ashes. So what do you need to know? This chaos is utterly unstoppable. No matter what you do, no matter how you do it, this is meant to be made into shambles. The milk and honey is a very time-sensitive and detail-sensitive time frame, situation, opportunity. It's really about being very careful about what it is that you are bringing in, because right now it's a lot of the why me's or why is this, why is that. Spirit is going to show you. And the milk and honey is readjusting what your desires and morals and ethics are, because despite what's going on right now, from where you had initially put this out to where you are now, you've changed vastly. And then we have you trying to do everything by your lonesome self. The fact that it starts and we're here right now with this, you have very little faith. It's like you are the one consciousness by yourself trying to redirect everything. You're part of a creative consciousness. Spirit is desperately trying to get you to trust it, to follow its lead, and to have you help it. You have to learn how to stop learning lessons that you have already done. There's nothing new to be gained there. All you're really doing is making yourself feel lonely and isolated. You're putting yourself through the very pain that you're trying to get away from and that you don't deserve to have or to deal with. And then this is going with fate. Why is this fate? Whether you are ready for it or not, you have got to change directions. And it seems to be you're holding on until the pain is too much to bear. And then you're going to change directions. And Spirit says, well, we're there now. So it's time to get moving. Have you ever been in like shallow water or at a water park or in a lake or a river, and you feel like you're struggling because you can't find your footing, and in chimes the adult, hey, stand up, and you didn't realize that the water wasn't that shallow or that deep to begin with. That's what I'm seeing right here. You feel like you're in over your head when all you have to do is stand and have faith that Spirit is not going to pull you in the undertow, the undercurrent, that you're not going to be swept off to sea. What you're doing right now is you're creating, I think, some sort of a netting for your life. All right, so why am I seeing the morning affirmations with this? Accept heaven's help. Yeah. You have to rewrite what's going on with you. You're calling in these overwhelming experiences. You keep reaffirming it to you, and Spirit is kind of wondering if you're kind of crazed with this, or are you going to let yourself, let your beliefs, let your methods change? I feel like this is going to be a big step for you. It's a whole issue with worthiness, the whole dreaming big. I do feel like you are starting to see the tomorrows again, starting to let yourself see further down the road rather than thinking life is somehow going to be over for you in an instant. It's not. That's kind of a trauma response. And that's where I see that you have been locked in for quite some time. Like the why bothers, I feel like I don't have a long life anyways. You really do. And Spirit's like, all right, you need to start seeing yourself as worthy of this. We need to work on what you're calling in, why you're calling in, and what this is all going to lead to. So the accept heaven's help is getting away all of these messy energies and very sluggish and pulling down energies away from you. Because that's where you feel like you were the best fit, because you were bringing people up in there, weren't you? You were bringing that certain person up. You're drowning yourself in that. And Spirit's like, listen, you can stand up, you can walk out of here. There's more than this for you in life, and you need to see what that's about. So, all right, where are we leading this to? Spirit is going to drag you away from whatever it is that's been keeping you stuck, and it's going to force you to go play while it works on building back up your confidence. So then we have the ready, set, go. It's probably happening right now, and you've been kind of in a muted place. So it looks like there's a buildup. You've probably been feeling that recently, like something big is about to happen for you. This is it. Your life is about to be kicked off, and you're going to be getting a lot of help from the other side and from your network here.